Hey, what's up everyone? So this month I decided to switch things up for your guys' readings, right? So what we're going to be using this month is Tarot Mucha here. And we're also going to be using, instead of the Jesus cards that I normally use for your guys' readings, which I know you guys really like and you guys love, I decided to switch it up. So what we're going to use is Postcards from Spirit here by Colette Baron-Reid. These are great cards, guys. They're beautiful affirmations, and what they also, it's also crazy how they tie into the reading, you know? And they also have additional messages that you may need to hear from Spirit and just need to hear in general, you know? So instead of the Jesus cards, we're going to be using Postcards from Spirit here. Also, I want to introduce a new little series that I'm going to try out with you guys. It's called xLoveGistix, and it's your guys' love readings for the month. It's they're not really extended readings regarding you guys' monthly readings here on YouTube. What it is, it's just looking at your guys' relationships for that month, you know, regarding you and your partner or a person in question. You can even use it for family, for anything of the sort, you know. So for that, for this month, for xLoveGistix, right, we're going to be using the Golden Universal, and also we're going to be using Tarot Illuminati here as well. So like I said, just go ahead and check the description box. It's going to be under xLoveGistix. There's going to be a link there for it. That's what I'm planning on calling this series here. Just the logistics of your guys' love life and of what's kind of going on, you know, in case just that month or this month you guys are kind of going through some relationship issues and kind of, you know, things are a little bit weird. You guys can kind of check things out, and those are good for your sun, moon, and your rising. And I also do suggest also downloading and purchasing your partner or the other person in question, maybe their sun, moon, and rising as well. They're going to be on there for $3.99. So let me know how you guys like them regarding the logistics, and also how you guys like the postcards from Spirit as well. Let me know all in the comments section, okay? So yeah, check the description box and you guys can go ahead and get a direct, there'll be a direct link there regarding your guys' readings for this month for May. Just as a reminder, guys, you know, they're general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and never ever force anything regarding your guys' situations. Always remember, you know, that God will be with you throughout every single trial, tribulation, and error, but in the end, guys, you know, it's ultimately your decision to allow His involvement. So let's go ahead and bless the decks, and then we'll get started on your guys' readings for this month for May, okay? Father God, I open all channels of light, north, south, east, and west. High councils who serve the law of one, holy pure ones, please anchor this space now in your divine consecration to provide every single zodiac sign with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant and are intended to be this month. All right, Taurus the Bull. So before we get started on your spread today, I'm just going to go ahead and read you some of your astrology for this month, okay? All right, Taurus, so this month, family welfare and emotional health, I should say, are going to be a little bit more important, I want to say, than career goals this month. But take this time as a breather, you know, from like work life and from your personal ambitions, to take care of home and family dynamics this month, Taurus. This month, moderation is key, okay? So be on the lookout for, you know, your aggression and temperament levels. Also, Taurus, you have a new moon or in your sign, I should say, on May 15th. And also Uranus moves into your sign as well on May 15th. So there's a lot going on in the middle of this month, okay? But we'll talk more about that in terms of, you know, spreads and stuff as time prevails and time goes on, okay? Well, to your spread here, in traditional tarot, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel. We have the High Priestess. We also have the Two of Wands here. They're all reversed, Taurus. And here in the center here, this is a postcard from Spirit. I haven't seen what the card says yet, but we're going to go and check it out at the end of the reading and see what Spirit has for you, okay? All right, what I can see here is maybe you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, maybe possibly a Pisces, or have that in your chart, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Taurus, what I'm really feeling for you this month is that things are going to shift for you. There's going to be a shift of monetary possessions, I feel. Also, Taurus, through this experience here, there's going to be stuff that's going to come to the surface for you, I feel. And this stuff that's going to come to the surface, it's going to involve how much dependency do you have on yourself? You know, can you go without, can you go with less, I want to say. It kind of sounds weird to say that, but that's what I'm kind of picking up. And Taurus, I feel like through this ordeal here, what you're going to learn, or what you're going to adopt, is going to be something that is very priceless, Taurus. It's going to be self-love and self-dependency, but on a whole entire different platform for yourself. I feel as though that this month you may feel like you don't have balance per se. I also feel like you may feel like you may lack moderation. And you also possibly may feel that things aren't moving in your favor, Taurus. But they are. And I want to say the reason why the will is reversed here for you is because this isn't over yet, in a sense. Either that or it hasn't really transpired for you yet. But I really feel that there's another aspect here, Taurus, where you're going to interpret this, I want to say, as inadequacy, but it really has nothing to do with that. It's a pure perception. But I'm really just, when I take a look at your spread here with the Ace of Pentacles reversed here, what I'm feeling like is through this ordeal, when you feel inadequate, whatever it may be for you, you're going to not want to accept offers from other people, possibly. I'm kind of picking up that you maybe would not want to feel like a charity case. And I feel like that's kind of supposed to happen too. Now, I'm not saying that you deserve any of this, of course not. But what it is, Taurus, is that it's going to, like I said, teach you self-dependency. It's going to teach you trusting your intuition, trusting your inner self. And you realizing, Taurus, that you can go with a lot less, I'm picking up too, it's going to be a little bit tricky because, when you have a family involved, when you have children involved, I don't really feel that it's going to be something to the effect of like you're going to lose your job or anything like that. That's not really what I'm feeling here. I just feel like, not like something's going to be taken from me. It's a little bit difficult to kind of describe. It's going to be something like either a big purchase that kind of you need to take care of. Something like is going to come out of the blue, I feel. And it's going to kind of put your finances, or it's going to put your resources, you're going to feel restricted, I feel. Yeah, there's going to be a restriction here. There's going to be, you're going to maybe perceive this restriction, like I said, as inadequacy. But I think the most important thing here, Taurus, is to really just realize that this is divine timing, I feel. And it may not seem like that while you're walking or going through the mire, and I can get it. I can completely understand. But it's almost like you're just going to feel like you don't have any more options, or you're going to look out into the world and kind of say like, well, what the hell do I do now? You're going to feel very stuck, and I hate to say something like that, but this is a learning curve for you. This is going to cause a lot of soulful healing in terms of trusting God, trusting the divine realm, trusting that things are going to work out, because they are. I know all the cards are in reverse. It looks a little intimidating, but things are going to work out. And why I'm picking up, or why I'm saying that you're going to learn or adopt, be more kind to yourself. And therefore, when you're more kind to yourself and you have acceptance of like power versus powerlessness in certain areas, you're no longer going to kind of, I'm going to use these words very loosely, but you're no longer going to lie to yourself in terms of when your security is gone. You know, when anyone's security is gone, it's a shakeup. Don't get me wrong, you know. But for you, Taurus, I mean, we've discussed this in many, many, many other readings. It really shakes you up. You know what I mean? It hits you harder, more on a soulful level. And with all of these adjustments going on, you know, the full moon. I'm sorry, the full moon in your sign, and all of those planetary aspects and all that. I'm sorry, the new moon. I apologize. Within your sign, all of this, Taurus, is what it's really gonna do. And I mean, I completely almost just forgot. Uranus is moving into Taurus as well. You know, he shakes things up. Uranus tests the thresholds of things and sees where it's weak and where it needs to be built stronger, or where those areas that maybe are unforeseen that may hinder you or that are weak, where they need to be readjusted. Patience is going to be key this month. And I'm also picking up too that there's going to be a surrendering here as well. I think that's why the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. And through this, like I said earlier, where you don't want to feel like a charity case, so that's going to kind of further push you into that corner, but that corner has a secret door, you know, at the corner of it, if that makes sense, where like just when you think you're backed up too much, the door's going to open up for you and you're going to walk right through it and walk through the door of value. That's what I'm really kind of feeling here. But the most important thing is perception this month in terms of how to handle it, why it's here, what's the purpose of it. Don't feel like you can't look out into the world and not see your options. There are always options, but you may come into contact with like hitting brick walls with the options. Or you may try something and then it doesn't work, and you may try something else, it doesn't work. Don't get discouraged this month either. And it's very strange and hard for me to tell you that, because I mean, I can understand how this must feel, you know. But and I'm also looking at the High Priestess here reversed as like, whenever the High Priestess is reversed, we can look at it as like kind of information that's being withheld or secrets, but it's more of just, sorry, give me a second here, Taurus. It's more of like information just not being told because it's not pertinent to the situation, if that makes sense. There's, like I said, there's an aspect here of debilitation through your own perception, but you're going to come out of that period. That's really important here. I want to say that's like one of the main points that I'm picking up here for you. But the cycle isn't over yet. But this is all going to be, like I said, in your best interest. It's going to be something that you're going to see in the long run how it's going to benefit you. And it really is. It's going to benefit you. It's going to humble you. It's going to humble your family, I feel, as well. It's just going to be a little tough walking through the mire and going through this issue and feeling, you know, almost like powerless, you know. But that's going to, when that happens, towards if and when, you know, since this is general, if and when that something like that happens. And this can be a relationship, this can be work, this can be home, this can be anything, you know, it's general, guys, so just apply it. But during this time, right, when this happens, there's, like I said, there's going to be a surrender to God, to the divine. And when we let go of that, Taurus, we're then able to work on our wounds when we kind of get out of our own way, you know. I just feel like maybe this may have to just kind of happen right now. And like I said, I'm not insinuating that anyone deserves it, but it's just something I feel is for your soulful growth. But since I feel and I see that this is divinely guided, that means that you'll never go without. It's just going to be a little weird. There's going to be major adjustments. It's going to be an adjustment period. But all in all, when you get this adjustment period going, you work through the problems, you work through the emotions of it, you work through all of that, you're going to learn to manifest with less, you're going to learn to appreciate the smaller things, and it's going to make you a little more spiritual, more appreciative of the smaller things. And it's also going to show you, Taurus, that not every single thing in life is based on a monetary and materialistic aspect, you know? And I mean, we live in the 3D, don't get me wrong, it's important. But I don't know why my guides want me to tell you, Taurus, but some people are so poor that all they have is money. You know, that kind of makes sense to you. That's really what I'm kind of picking up here. I don't think I'm really getting anything else, Taurus. It's kind of a short and to the point reading, you know. But just have a lot of patience, like I said, during this time. It's going to be very vital to how successful this is, and also how the learning curves and the lessons are actually interpreted for you or from you. And I have a feeling it's going to be absorbed and not ignored. But that's all based upon your perception of things, you know, about the situation. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the spirit card over, and I'll read it to you. Okay. So it says here, Dearest you, over here there is no mystery for us to unravel, as we know intimately how connected we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it's impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension you live in. With that said, can you feel the importance of these currents of energy that bring events together in miraculous ways? You can't understand with your mind, but you know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, the why, we do surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes as spirit weaves your life's mysteries and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. Loving you so much, as always. All right, Taurus, so that's your message from spirit, and that concludes your reading for this month. You'll be okay. The message from spirit's just saying things work together in divine timing. The tapestry is made and it's woven and everything's put together at the right times with the right stitches, with the right needles, you know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be okay. Just take or look at this as, you know, what can I take away vibrationally from this? What can I take away in terms of viability that I can apply to my life, not only now but within the future? Look at the situation as so. All right, Taurus? All right, we'll see ya